Hello, Austin County. Today we are here with Jennifer Sutherland of Redeemed and Restored Ministries, and she is going to give us an update on her mission trip to Asheville, North Carolina. So, Jennifer, welcome back. We have pictures of devastation that they don't show you on the regular TV. They kind of give you some sanitized versions of it.
Yeah.
First thing I wanted to show is the map. You went a long way. How long did it take you to get there?
So it took us about 2 days driving.
Okay, here we are, and here's Asheville, way over here. So 2 days of driving.
Yeah, we stopped in Greenville, Alabama, and it was after 9 hours, and then got up the next day and did another 6 hours to make it there.
And that's pulling a trailer loaded with
coolers, yes.
Yes, and I tell you, I've hauled trailers. That's some rough stuff. But one of the places that you went to, tell me how to say it.
We went to Swannanoa.
Okay.
So Swannanoa, the Swannanoa Valley, there was just the level of devastation there was very real. And, you know, this is 2 months after the hurricane has hit, and a lot of the initial help has gone already.
Right.
And so there, you know, we saw families living in tents, you know, and we're in the winter months now. And so I know for a fact now it's snowing up there. And so just seeing these people and, the real devastation that they're still living in right now, it was really mind blowing.
I was going to say, like, this is some of your video that you took. What a lot of people don't understand is everybody's into it when all the news crews are there and things. But then once the news crews pack up and leave,
let her tell about it. Let her tell about it.
I will.
We'll be looking at it.
Okay, so this is I forget the name of the highway or the member highway, but this is basically in Swannanoa, kind of like the business strip where lots of businesses were, and you can see like totally devastated, loss, damage, and this, like I said, 2 months after the fact. There were some people cleaning up, but I mean, honestly, Shelley, it looked like you were walking into a third world country.
So that even the roads are gone.
The roads were washed out. And this is on the bottom side of the mountain. You know, the farther you go up the mountain and closer to the river, the devastation's even more. And these are families' homes, land literally washed away, roads washed out. I mean, just total devastation.
So it's see, let's go back here and let's look. Okay. Let's see. You told us about, obviously, Cabins for Christ.
Yeah, so that was the initial nonprofit that we partnered with to go up there. And so we were able to bring 41 coolers to them. Igloo had been wonderful and gave us these wonderful rolling coolers that were $80 normally for $20 a piece. And so we had raised money to purchase the coolers, and then we took $1,500 in cash up there too to get to them.
I was going to say, speaking of that, we just this past weekend, you had a huge sale at Redeemed and Restored.
Yeah.
And so that money,
yes,
people can see this is what it goes to. This is not just
absolutely
where did it go.
That's right. Yeah. So part of the proceeds for the ministry, they go to helping disaster relief and things like that. I mean, we do utility bills, all kinds of different things that the money you're shopping and buying things, your proceeds go towards something in the community.
All right. Here, I was like, here you have another.
Yeah. These were the guys, the volunteers. Everything that you see has been donated. So all the tools, the equipment, these volunteers are donating their time and just working around the clock to get these cabins built to send off to families that are living in tents right now. And the temperature is dropping. So the shelter is really important. We saw plenty of food. You could go anywhere in town, 4 different places, and get a hot meal. There was plenty of water. There was big potable water trucks and lots of water being distributed. But so you have the food, water, clothing, lots of clothing, they need shelter right now. They're in a dire need for shelters. And so just being able to partner with this nonprofit and actually make a difference out there.
And so what we're seeing here is the shelter is big enough for just basically a single family.
Yes.
Mom, dad, and a kid or two.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so we see they've got a little area to sleep and then cabinets.
A little kitchen area. This one is not a complete cabin, but, they're going to be fixed up with what they need to cook with, heating. Just so many amenities to live your daily life.
And so what they're doing here is they're building them and then they are going to take them to a location.
Yep, they deliver them, on site to the families on their land. There is a picture somewhere where we have it loaded up. They loaded it up onto a trailer, and this was the first night we got there. They were getting some cabins loaded up to take out to the families that are in
See
need.
if I can find it in here because I saw it when we went through. Okay, my other question is, the people that you met, how were they? I mean, months later, are they still shell-shocked or are they beginning to?
So the families and the devastation traumatized. Just traumatized. They're mad. They're mad that the government is not stepping in to help. They're mad that they're kind of like the forgotten child up there. Everybody's kind of getting into holiday mode and, people have forgotten about what's going on there. We have people freezing up there. They're living in a tent in snow conditions. So, they're mad at the government and rightfully so. We didn't see one FEMA worker there the entire time.
Okay, so this is what we keep hearing about where is FEMA?
Yeah.
Everybody keeps asking that. Where is FEMA?
Exactly. That was one of the things we'd heard, was that there was no FEMA help. There was no help up there. And, it's one of those things you have to see it to believe it. And we intentionally looked and there was nothing. We did see a Red Cross trailer where you could, take a shower, do your laundry, like a sanitation trailer. And like I said, lots of, locals and like Mennonites and Amish people feeding so you could get a warm meal somewhere. Plenty of clothes and things donated. But as far as government assistance, we didn't witness anybody there, nobody cleaning up that we saw. It was just.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
How long were you there? How long?
We were in Asheville and Swannanoa for like 3 days, and then we journeyed back we went through Tennessee and journeyed back home.
And what all did you load up and go there with?
So initially we took 41 coolers.
What was in them?
So we had a wonderful angel lady. She donated a bunch of kitchen cutlery for the cabin. So forks, knives, spoons, things that you need, towels, some stools and tables for them to look at to see which one would fit better. Mm-hmm. And then now we're getting ready in 2 weeks to send 50 of the same stools and tables that they selected. So just a bunch of like everyday living things, blankets. There was a really cool LED battery powered flip light that looks like a light switch. You flip it on and it lit the whole cabin up.
Oh, wow.
So just something to feel kind of normal, have some kind of normalcy. So we took all of those up with us when we went as well.
Because people don't realize sometimes the little things, like you said, being able to flip a
light switch. So you just kind of feel a little normal, but these people have lost everything, their homes, their cars, things washed away overnight. I'm a little bit of a doomsday prepper. And I made this comment, even if you were a doomsday prepper and you had everything you needed for some kind of catastrophic event, it was literally washed down the river. And so you could be as prepared as you wanted, but it was just taking down the river.
And that was it.
Yeah.
All right. I found the picture.
Yeah. So this was really kind of cool to see them loading the cabin on the trailer, and getting ready to deliver it to the house. But, even the equipment was donated. So just people coming together, working together. It was really heartwarming to see that.
I was going to say, you said something about a gentleman who he came from where? Costa Rica?
Costa Rica. God told him, and he'd been there the entire time and just helping out and volunteering his time. We met a guy from Texas who was feeding the Cabins for Christ volunteers. He had made barbecue and smoked macaroni and cheese and a really delicious dinner for them that were working. So just people, California, Virginia, we met people from all over. So,
Okay. And I know you mentioned like the Amish and the Mennonites and stuff. Did you have all different religious denominations there?
yeah, I mean, no one really kind of said like, oh, I'm Baptist or Catholic,
Right.
or, but we were all just coming together for the common good of the people. And so that was good to see people from all over.
That's good. Did they, a lot of times they'll have, like kids that are missionaries and stuff. Did you have teenagers and stuff there, or was it mostly adults?
We mostly saw adults. There were 3 guys that were interning at the Billy Graham training center. And so we got to talk to those 3 guys at dinner one night. And just, I think there are pictures, maybe among the pictures too, but one of them actually had roof damage.
Was it one of these gentlemen?
Yep. Yeah. And so great guys, just so eager to share their stories and what they had been doing since Helene had hit. But one of the guys, had some roof damage. His family's roof was, destroyed during the hurricane. And he had said they had filed insurance, they had filed FEMA twice and were denied. And so still like they were going through their winter season with a roof that was tarped and just, hearing it straight from the horse's mouth that,
Right.
these people are seeking help and they're not getting it.
Yeah.
And so that was one of the things we wanted to let people know, because people don't know what they don't know. And so I think a lot more people are willing to help and have a heart to help. It's just no one's airing this. No one's talking about it.
I was going to say, and a lot of times people think, oh, I give to the Red Cross. But you're talking about a lot, and I'm not, for everybody out there, I'm not bashing the Red Cross. So let's, make that clear. But people think, oh, I gave to this national whatever. And they don't realize that going down to Redeemed and Restored or their local church and saying, here's $50, $10, $5
Yeah.
going toward this, it goes from their hand to your hand to the people who need it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And you don't take anything. You don't take
That's
10
right.
cents out.
No.
You that entire $5 goes from their wallet to these people.
Yes, we raised $1,500 on like between cash givers and Venmo, and some people wrote checks, and it went from us directly. There's a picture up there of Julie and I'm handing her a bag, and it has the $1,500 and go share it. Yeah, and sweet woman, sweetheart, and it's just like. So from your hand to our hand to theirs. There's no middleman. We don't take a cut. We paid for our own gas money, our own lodging, our food while we were up there. We didn't take a dime because these people need it.
Now, who is she?
This is Julie, and her husband, Devin. They are the founders of Cabins for Christ. And so these are the guys who are making it happen there in Asheville and bringing the cabins onto the people, and so it was really a privilege to meet them and get to talk to them, hear their heart, hear their story, and what, led them to opening Cabins for Christ.
I was just saying, a lot of people think, oh, well, I can only give $5. But
Yeah.
they forget
Yeah.
$5 times 50 people. Look what you've got.
That's exactly right. I think I posted, I have like 2,000 friends on my personal Facebook page. And, I said, if everybody gave $10, which is maybe a Starbucks breakfast or lunch or something for somebody, and, 10 times 2,000, you've got $20,000 there. I mean, at the very least, that's 4 cabins for 4 families going through the winter season.
I was going to say, everybody always talks about, oh, we're in line at Starbucks and I'm going to pay for the person behind me and they'll pay for, instead of doing that, say,
Yeah.
hey, Jennifer, instead of giving you, this little Christmas thing that's whatever, I'm going to donate $10 in your name.
Huge difference. It can make a huge difference.
Jennifer, let me ask you, don't by chance, did they say how much it costs for a cabin to build one?
It's $5,000. It's about $5,000 to build the cabin and put all the amenities in it and get it delivered and everything like that. So $5,000. And we looked for campers. We tried to get some donated. We just kind of came up against a brick wall. It was a little discouraging, but, knowing that these guys are building them for the people and they're self-sufficient to take them through the winter. So and
I was just saying, that's the front line right there.
the front line.
Yeah.
That's right. Exactly.
I was going to say, they have, I went to their page. They have very simple, guys, PayPal, credit card.
Yep.
You can do it monthly, it looks like, or a one time.
Absolutely. Yes.
And that's, I mean,
It's
I don't know what to say other than go donate.
Right.
How many have they built so far? Do you know?
So when we were there, so I think they've built 150. When we were there, I think the issue they're coming up against right now is getting them to the people. So they're having volunteers build, but there's only a handful of guys that know what they're doing to go deliver them.
Gotcha.
And that's kind of that's an important gesture. You gotta be careful with it. And so, and they're needing some hands on deck for that. There's about 4 or 5 guys that know what they're doing, but they also work full time. So, they're getting them as they can. But they built 150. They have 600 people on their waiting list, 600 families. And this is just one organization that we saw and we met with, and, they are who they say they are. We also met another individual, from Savage Freedom. That was an incredible nonprofit.
I saw that card.
Yeah.
On that.
I think I've got their info on there too somewhere, but
there's there.
Okay, so they're actually in Swannanoa in the Harley Davidson store that was flooded out as well, but they've kind of turned it into a distribution center. They're also building cabins, and they're clearing trees, making it to where people can get to these houses that are on the mountains, or whatever's left, And so there's some pictures that I sent of like homes that you can see that the guys have taken pictures of that were just devastated, that they're cleaning out, moving tree limbs out of the way. Yeah, just, as you can imagine, nature in the mountains, just so much rubble, debris, trees fallen. And these guys are boots on the ground getting it done.
So where you went basically is country. These are like mountain folk country.
100%.
Okay.
Yes.
This is not, Walmart down the street. This is.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are the mountain men. These are the
really, that's the thing is, people don't realize. And like I was saying before, a lot of people think, oh, well, the TV crews were there. Everything's good.
Yeah. Oh,
but it's not. It's
everything is not good. They are not okay up there. They will be. They're working on it. They're getting there. But this level of devastation, they're not okay. Yeah. But so seeing people like Savage Freedom, and the coolest story, when we were there, we were talking to a gentleman, and he had been there for about 4 weeks, and he was doing tree trimming and tree service and donating his time, his money. He pulled out and he gave us $1,000 in cash to bring back coolers for Savage Freedom. And so coolers were a very hot commodity. They are needed. So we've partnered with Champions Fellowship Church in Brenham. And so there's a group of guys that are going next week and taking 50 more coolers that Igloo's donating.
Well, I tell you what we're going to do is when we get to the end of all of this, I'm going to get you to give me all the information for everybody that you're working with.
Sure.
And we're going to get that on there. It's the Christmas season, folks. Let's help these folks, because it's kind of like there was a song, do they know, what was it, Band-Aid, Greg back away, do they know it's Christmas after all, because, yay.
I had a question. You were saying when they had, when you went up there, obviously there's nothing, it's complete devastation. You said that there was a station there where people could wash their clothes.
Yeah, so we did see the Red Cross, and they had a trailer there, so you could take a shower, do the laundry, and it was like a sanitation station. So there is help out there. There are people, you can go in town. There's distribution centers. When we were there, we had the privilege of handing out hot dogs and Jell-O, and just kind of loving on the people there. And they need love. They need hugs. They need to know that they're not forgotten, that people are here back at home praying for them, giving what we can, donating our time, and just trying to help them, get to a better place.
I was just saying, even I would think, of course, having been a school teacher, my thought is always things like people don't realize that, sending a few boxes of crayons and maybe some coloring books.
Yeah.
To entertain those kiddos while mom and dad are trying to do some stuff.
Absolutely. Yes.
Because everybody sends socks and underwear, which is good. The kids need it. But, leftover Legos, a stuffed animal, because, well, you have children. And I mean, we were all kids. When that Whoopi floats away in the water, or you're Mr. Bun Bun or whatever, that's traumatizing. You've not only lost your home, your mommy and daddy are scared, but you've lost your prized toy, animal, whatever it is. And so, even sending a few things like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
So what does a day look like for some of these people? Is it basically they wake up, they head to the station, they start trying to wash some clothes, they try to get a meal?
are there lines?
It is survival. I mean, it is really survival. There are some lines at the distribution center. I think it depends on what time of day you're going to go, but yeah, they're just trying. And a lot of these people, they not only lost their home, they also lost their businesses in town.
Yeah. Where do you go? I mean, my job's gone, my house is gone. What do you do? I basically own a plot of dirt.
Right. Greg, make this a little bit bigger. And see, I remember this from when we were, we had hurricanes. They would come by and X the houses that were uninhabitable.
Yeah.
And there's, it's so distressing.
Doesn't that mean that's going to get torn down?
I believe so. I'm not going to say it to you.
Yeah, sorry, I don't remember either.
All I know is that they would go through and do just this. They would put the spray paint on it. So that's
when that
demoralizing.
When that hit Beaumont, I remember seeing that.
Come by and it's like, okay, I'm driving through this devastation and here's my house with a big red X on it that says, I can't go in, or like you said, they're going to destroy it.
Yeah.
And that is devastating too.
Yes.
And I mean, you don't even realize people look like this picture. Having been through hurricanes, Greg and I both have, you don't realize how many sticks fall, how much trash there is. And that's not even doing what you did,
right?
Bringing the good stuff to them, clothing and stuff. I can't imagine. I just can't imagine
the level of devastation. And just, there were people talking about the dust being, kind of like toxic. They were under a water boil when we got there. So, you're having to struggle to get clean, fresh water. I mean, these people are hurting there. So my heart just goes out to them. And I wanted to not just talk the talk, but walk the walk, and actually be the hands and feet and do what we say we're about doing.
Well, everybody that I know for Christmas is getting a donation to Cabins for Christ. So there you go, everybody. Everybody on my Christmas list, out that you're getting a note that says you helped somebody.
It's hard to get in the Christmas spirit knowing that there are people suffering to get right down the road. And these are fellow Americans. These are our people.
Yes.
And they're hurting.
I was to say, that's the thing is you're not looking at, Ukraine across the world. You're not looking at Russia. You're not looking at Japan. I mean, you are talking 2 days away.
Yeah. And this is 2 months after the devastation. 2 months. And then
with no end in sight.
With no end in sight.
And especially, I don't know what the weather is up there, but God, if they get rains, with everything being done, you're talking about more flooding. I can't even imagine.
If they're getting denied on their claims and there's nobody coming, there is no hope. There's nothing.
Look, make that big, Greg, here are your people in tents.
Yeah.
And you think about that. You have no safety.
No.
You have no privacy.
That's an issue. Yes. And bears are a problem up there as well.
I even think about
so they've got bears, they've got people, stealing and things like that. I mean, it's tough to have safety up there. And these people, some are living in tents, some are there living, volunteering, and they're in tents. One of the guys, I wanted to read this to you. This is one of the guys from Savage, who partnered with Savage Freedom. And he sent this to me, the other day. But he said, this is talking about my curiosity was, the death count seems really low. The missing persons count seems really low as far as what, the government is saying. But so he said that, the coroner and himself rode together one day. And at that point, there were 268 people confirmed and recovered dead, with literally hundreds and hundreds of others still missing, that may never be found. He gave me the money involved with each cadaver and what that would entail from autopsy storage and things like that. And then he basically kept on saying, he went on and said that there's plenty of supplies on the ground. It's the structures and the habitat that they're in dire need of right now. Lots of people's chances of rebuilding are impossible because a lot of their land disappeared in the flood or was covered up in mudslides and landslides and trees that have made the properties irreparable. Businesses are dying on the vine, ironically due to the relief effort in most hard-hit areas, because the hardest hit were restaurants, and because of all the free food everywhere, they're not getting any clients or customers. Warehouses were destroyed, transportation on the roads, being inaccessible to several areas, not being able to get to relief stations. This is some of the problems that people in the mountains are facing in Chimney Rock and up in the mountains in Asheville and Swannanoa. So yeah, this is just, and he went on to say the story is very underreported in the relief effort, everything just, they're seeming to fade away as nothing's newsworthy, except whatever the news deems worthy. And so these people are essentially being forgotten. But
it makes me want to cry. It does.
Well,
Because God.
Yeah.
Well, I hope this helps them.
Absolutely. Just knowing when people can do things when they know,
right.
But if nobody knows, and then when you do know, you have the accountability of what are you going to do with that?
Right.
What are you going to do to make a difference? What part can you play? And some people, we had people give $5, and that was what they could give, and that made a difference.
That's right.
A lady gave me $20 she said gas for the trip, and I mean, people, if they have the ability to give, they will. And people have good hearts. It's just, they don't know what they don't know. And so
right.
It just breaks my heart that it's not being poured out there enough.
I was going to say, and even, maybe if you could get a list of things that they still need. I mean, everything is a broad term, but is there one particular thing, like even, for the ladies, feminine products and stuff, I mean, if they need things like that, if they need vitamins for the kids, I mean, maybe, we could get some.
Yeah, so
it's like that going.
So supply wise, I mean, we saw pallets and pallets of stuff like that kind of stacked up.
It's money.
It's money. Money is for sure. But coolers were another thing that we brought them into town, and people were like, "This is gold." To keep food storage in, a lot of those coolers could lock, and so to keep bears out and things like that. Things that you don't think about. But and then the money. So that's the getting the shelter. But yeah, there's pallets of supplies and things on the ground for them out there.
Let's go back. So Cabins for Christ. This is going to be your.
That's a legit organization to donate to, and that's the way to donate to them. Of course, we've got Savage Freedom on there too. You can click the donate button on Cabins for Christ, and easy peasy to donate.
Let's see, Savage Freedom.
Yep, and then Savage Freedom's
Defense.
Yep, the relief operations down there. And so, yeah, that is that phone number on that card. That's a way to call and give.
Okay. Oh, they're
on Facebook. Yep.
Okay.
So real boots on the ground, doing the dirty work, cleaning out, mucking out, getting the trees out of the roadways. Doing the things.
And they have a $750,000 goal.
Yep.
They've got 680 so far.
Yeah. And so, just being able to donate in any part. And also you can, if you donate to Redeemed and Restored Ministries, and you want to earmark it for North Carolina relief, it's going to go into that bucket for North Carolina relief. So
good deal.
Champions Fellowship Church, they're another organization who's partnering with us to take things up there. So, there's a lot of local churches that want to help out too.
Champion Fellowship
in Brenham.
There you go. I found them. All right.
Yep. So they're getting ready to go next week, a few of their guys, and they're taking up some more coolers for North Carolina.
Okay.
Taking up some canned goods, and they're also taking up some things for the Cabins for Christ, the tables and the stools and things like that. So, yeah.
Well, do you think we covered it all, or do we have Is there more that needed to be said?
I'm sure there is, but prayer, praying for the people and, giving what you can do in a small part, that's really what they're needing right now. And then just to let people know that they're not okay still, that these are our neighbors essentially, and they're in desperate need and they're hurting. So, doing what you can do and partnering with an organization that is going to be giving. We saw a lot of Samaritan's Purse people on the ground out there. So, some of the nonprofits are actually there making a difference.
Good.
Yeah.
So, all right, Austin County, there's your charge. Let's help our friends and neighbors, especially in this Christmas season.
Yeah.
And go to Redeemed and Restored out on Folk Street. Tell them the actual address.
It's 504 Folk Street.
504 Folk Street. I always forget the 504 part. Go out there. I mean, she'll have a jar. Anybody who works there will know.
Absolutely.
If you say, hey, I want this to go to the Carolinas, they'll put it right in the bucket and there it'll go.
You want to pull above our Google Maps?
Pull them up?
Pull her up.
Oh, okay. Also, let me ask you this. What about, if somebody has a new cooler that they're not using, can they donate that?
Absolutely. If they have an urgently used cooler that they want to donate, that would make a huge difference. They're welcome to drop them off at the store, and we'll set a pile up for North Carolina, because that's one of the things that they really, really need.
Okay, but they need to be, they don't have to be beautiful on the outside, but they need to be clean on the inside.
Yeah.
Able to seal.
Functional, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And the rolling ones are the ones that have been really helpful on the ground.
So like the cube ones, I noticed a lot of the cube. Let's see.
Yeah,
cookers. Yeah, I can't spell cube coolers. Okay.
Yeah.
So you get them. I mean, you got Walmart, Amazon.
Yep. Absolutely.
And so that's the thing, is that there's a lot of different things and you don't have to buy the fancy ones. You can buy the Walmart brand or
absolutely, just
so they work.
Yep. Giving them something to put their food storage in, for sure.
Yeah. I didn't even think about the bears.
Yeah.
Bears, but as if think about it, I mean, even ants.
Yeah.
Something can get in there, and that's the end of that. All right. So once again, lots of nonprofits to do. Redeemed and Restored for sure. Let me show you guys here.
And we're on Facebook. Absolutely. Yeah.
On Facebook, and they can,
send the message. Yep. If you want to get.
Y'all have PayPal or anything?
We have Venmo and PayPal.
And again, Austin County will get that information linked at the end. We're also going to link you back to your original video that you did, so that people can get, if they didn't see the first video, then they can go back and watch the first one and see all the things that y'all do.
Yeah.
Did I cover everything?
I think you did, Shelley.
And we'll have the pictures. What we'll do is we'll get an article up on Austin County News Online, and we'll get a bunch of these pictures.
Yeah.
With your permission.
Absolutely.
Okay. And the videos, so people can go and look at that.
For sure.
Do you have anything else? Think we covered it all? Well,
I appreciate you guys so much.
Hey, we are so glad you came back. And anytime, you have anything, please come back, because we want to not only build up Austin County, we want to build up our world, because it's the only one we got.
That's right. We got to help each other out. That's right.
Exactly. All right. Well, from all of us here at Austin County News Online and Hello Austin County, we'll see you next time.